of course, we saw Kevin Stefanski fired by the Cleveland Browns. He's a two-time coach of the year, 2020 and 2023. How do I feel about this? Well, you can say it's Stefanski's fault, but Shedeur Sanders really didn't look that good this year. I know they don't have a lot of pieces around him, but some of this tape that I've watched, it wasn't good. And personally, I think the Giants are going to hire Kevin Stefanski. There's stability there. The Giants have a stable front office. I know Joe Shane fans were upset that the whole GM situation with him there as well, but he's a two-time coach of the year, and Cleveland really doesn't have a lot there. He's a good offensive mind. Of course, you saw him in Minnesota a while back, but I think it makes total sense for the Giants to hire Stefanski. I was calling for Stefanski to be fired by the Browns. I really was. I'm like, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing, but the Browns front office is terrible. Their offense is terrible. So you can put the blame on him, or you can put the blame on Shedeur. I understand Shedeur was 3-4 as a starter for the Browns, and the other quarterbacks were 2-8. So it's like the Browns are a mess. They're going to need a guy to come in there, like a Vrabel type guy, or somebody that can come in there and clean house. Now, the whole situation here, though, is the whole Shedeur Sanders thing for the Browns. It doesn't look like the Browns are going to be bringing back Shedeur Sanders for 2026 as the starter. I know Deshaun Watson and Gabriel are still on the roster, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Browns try to draft a quarterback or try to move up to draft a quarterback, because personally, I don't think Shedeur Sanders is the long-term answer in Cleveland. I mean, yes, he showed flashes this year. He's I guess you can say he's got that clutch factor, but from just some of the things that I saw, and from what the GM Andrew Berry said, we're not ready to commit to a full-time starter. And I don't think anyone's going to want Deshaun Watson's contract. I think Deshaun Watson potentially could be the Browns starting quarterback day one next year. He's going to be fully healthy. And you know what? Maybe the best thing Shedeur Sanders is to sit him the entire year and learn from Deshaun Watson. You can say he was rushed in this year, but Dylan Gabriel is terrible. He's not an NFL starter. So, I mean, Barry made it clear the team will evaluate the entire quarterback market, and the new head coach will have plenty of input. Yeah, that's another thing as well. The new head coach that comes in can say, I don't want Shedeur Sanders as my quarterback, and I don't want Deshaun Watson. We got to figure out a trade suitor or a trade partner to get rid of Deshaun Watson. But, of course, like I said, Shedeur Sanders showed flashes. People are going to sit here and say, you're crazy. Shedeur's the guy long term. They had some injuries on offense. They lost Judkins. Fannin didn't play the last game of the season. Their offensive line is really sketchy. But I don't know. He showed flashes, like I said, but I don't think he's going to be the starter day one. Now, that's how I'm feeling about everything. Like, people are going to say he should be the starter day one. He really didn't get a fair opportunity, but the NFL is a very short leash. It's a very short time that you get your glory, really. I mean, that's just how it is. You saw Baker Mayfield, of course, all those years ago, and now he's a starter in Cleveland or in Tampa. Darnold's the same thing. So, like, that's just how it is in the NFL. Like, that's the nature of it. But they get the number 6 pick in the draft, and they get the extra first rounder because of the trade with the Jaguars last year with Mason Graham and Travis Hunter. So Andrew Berry and Shedeur Sanders, I think we saw a lot of progress with this year mentally and physically. He's very much a work in progress. I absolutely agree with that. We're going to do our work on the quarterback market. I can't tell you today if the starter in 2026 is internal, external. I don't think it's fair to name a starter right now. Of course, you have the whole offseason. You have the draft, free agency. So Shedeur Sanders is going to be on the roster, I think, next year, but I don't think he's going to be the starter next year.